ABC 10 News at 7 starts now.
A man is behind bars for the murder of this beloved Cathedral Catholic teacher. Tonight, as a memorial at the scene grows, we're learning how the accused shooter may have known Mario Fierro. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. Our ABC 10 News reporter Melissa Messia shows how the two were connected by the woman Fierro was planning to marry.
A school community in mourning as those who knew and loved Mario Fierro wondered why anyone would target him. Mario's former classmate and friend told me Tuesday morning.
This was almost beyond belief. It was one of those things that it seemed so surreal, like it couldn't be possible.
Police say Mario was shot and died here in North Park Monday morning. Later that night, they arrested 30-year-old Jesse Alvarez, now in jail for first-degree murder. According to Cathedral Catholic's social media posts, Mario got engaged in December to another teacher at the school. Mario's current fiancée, who we are not naming, told a judge that Alvarez was stalking her. Alvarez was her ex-boyfriend. She filed for a domestic violence restraining order December 2019. It shows they dated for 3.5 years before breaking up. In her request, she said Alvarez engaged in a pattern of control, manipulation, and emotional abuse. She said after they broke up, his behavior became erratic and escalated over time. She named several instances where she said he wouldn't leave her alone, including finding her at Disneyland and following her. She changed the locks to her door, installed cameras. At one point, she said he attempted to break into her home. She filed a police report at that time. Court records show in the hearing for her restraining order January of last year, the judge dismissed the case. He wrote that she did not meet her burden of proof that abuse has occurred within the meaning of the Domestic Violence Protection Act. More than a year after that ruling, Mario Fierro, engaged to be married to Alvarez's ex-girlfriend, was killed. For Team 10, I'm Melissa Messia.
The Catholic Community Foundation of San Diego is creating a scholarship fund in honor of Mario Fierro. If you'd like to donate, we have a link right now on 10news.com. And we have more breaking news. 3 people were critically hurt just a couple of hours ago after an explosion on a film set in Los Angeles County. The explosion in Santa Clarita started a small brush fire. We're told that all 3 victims suffered 2nd and 3rd degree burns. KCAL 9 is reporting the explosion was caused by a malfunction involving pyrotechnics. No word yet what the movie was.
Turning now to the coronavirus, while cases in the county are down, we're seeing an uptick in the number of cases involving the more contagious UK variant. ABC 10 News reporter Rachel Bianco explains why that could mean the worst of the pandemic is still to come.
Restaurants are back open for outdoor dining, salons are welcoming customers, and gyms are once again open outside. Just as life starts to look a bit more normal in San Diego, there is a new warning about COVID-19.
I think we're at a really critical period, and we need to be extremely cautious about reopening.
Natasha Martin is an infectious disease modeler with UCSD. She says the pandemic's next few months could be the hardest.
And we need to be able to quickly pivot and potentially, restrict our activities and increase our efforts at social distancing.
Martin is talking about the variant known as B117, or the UK variant. San Diego County has the highest number of cases in the state. Latest numbers show 122 confirmed cases, with another probable 46 for a total of 168. A man in his 70s died from the mutated strain of the virus last month.
But the question is whether we can reduce transmissibility and vaccinate enough people so that when this variant becomes the dominant strain, it will not lead to a surge that could potentially overwhelm our healthcare systems.
The variant is believed to be 50 to 70% more contagious. Martin says even though cases and hospitalizations are coming down, masks and social distancing are more important than ever. Otherwise, she says the county could see an explosion of cases, far worse than any previous surge.
What we've seen already in this epidemic is that when we get surges, the surges can come quickly and they can overwhelm our healthcare system.
Right now, the variant makes up about 5% of total cases, but Martin believes it will become the dominant strain in the county in a few weeks. Rachel Bianco, ABC 10 News.
The county will update the number of UK variant cases tomorrow. Right now, there are no known local cases of the South African or Brazilian variants. Here are the latest numbers. The county reported fewer than 1,000 cases today for the first time since November. And our positivity rate was 9% today, lowering our 14-day average. 10 more San Diegans lost their lives to COVID, bringing that total to 2,600.
A fourth vaccine superstation opened today at the Grossmont Center Mall in La Mesa. It's a walk-up site for people with appointments. But as our ABC 10 News anchor Vanessa Van Hefty discovered, getting that appointment has been a challenge for some.
Lines formed on day one of the vaccine superstation here at the Grossmont Center Mall.
Congratulations.
We were there when the doors opened, and hours later, the lines continued.
The way they're out running this right here is really good, really good. I can't even think of anything they could do to make it any better.
It's a walkthrough, but you still need an appointment.
Just get in line and zoom, 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 zoom. We went right through and that's it.
It seemed to be smooth sailing.
The worst part of this whole thing is sitting here trying to figure out which one of these fast food places I'm going to eat at here in the next 10 minutes.
The site here is expecting to vaccinate up to 2,000 a day through this Sunday. Sharp Healthcare says it gets shipments every Monday or Tuesday and will reforecast vaccine supplies at that point every week. It joins the super site in North County that opened Monday, as well as two others in Chula Vista and Petco Park. Still, many are having trouble.
The worst thing for me is sitting with my iPad for 3 hours and trying to get on, because by the time I'm off, I'm crying.
Even with now 4 superstations, there is still not enough supply. County Supervisor Nathan Fletcher says if you're not finding appointments, there are not enough doses.
We have more than 1 million San Diegans that are trying to get appointments when we only have a handful of vaccines. And so I'm frustrated. There's not more vaccines available.
The county never knows in advance when it will be getting a shipment of vaccines, but these sites are ready to go as soon as more vaccines come in. So keep trying and be patient.
Glad to get this rolling and to try to do my part to put this thing behind us.
Vanessa Van Hefty, ABC 10 News.
The CEO of Scripps Health also told the Union Tribune that Scripps is ready to open a 5th vaccination super site at the Del Mar Fairgrounds, but the county has yet to approve it. And we know there are a lot of questions and different experiences with the vaccine rollout. Our ABC 10 News in-depth team is committed to tracking down answers and sharing your stories. Just send us an email to tips@10news.com.
New at 7 o'clock, the city is responding to the death of a young man who was hiking at Mission Trails. Investigators believe Max Lanai slipped Friday while crossing the San Diego River. His mother visited the spot where Max slipped and says she saw many other people fall as well. The city of San Diego owns Mission Trails. In a statement tonight, a spokesman says, in part, we continue to urge the public to hike only on city-marked trails when visiting the park. The area where the incident took place does not have a bridge or maintained trail to allow for safe access to cross the river.
Former San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer formally kicked off his run for governor today.
We shook up San Diego, and we're going to shake up Sacramento.
At a news conference in Los Angeles, Faulconer touted his successes in San Diego while taking shot at what he described as Governor Gavin Newsom's failures.
Newsom promised prosperity, but gave us high costs, higher taxes, and destroyed jobs.
It's still not certain if Faulconer will be running in a regular or recall election. Organizers of that recall effort say that they are close to gathering the 1.5 million valid signatures required to put it on the ballot. If they succeed, a recall election could be scheduled as early as this summer. Newsom's office did not respond to our request for a comment on Faulconer's statements. But last month, a representative for the governor told ABC 10 News that Faulconer was tapping into former President Trump's supporters and a special election would be a waste of tax dollars. Special election will decide who takes over the state assembly seat that had been held by Dr. Shirley Weber. That seat opened when Weber was made Secretary of State by Governor Newsom. The 79th district includes Southeast San Diego, plus parts of Chula Vista, Bonita, La Mesa, Lemon Grove, and National City. Weber's daughter, Akila, is running for that seat. She's currently a La Mesa City Council member. There will be a primary April 6th, and the election will be June 8th.
There is a plea deal in a military case that got part of SEAL Team 7 sent back to San Diego from Iraq. Today, Navy SEAL Adele Anayat pleaded guilty to misdemeanor battery and assault. He was accused of raping a female sailor. Anayat said the sex was consensual but admitted injuring her. As part of the plea, Anayat will leave the Navy under honorable conditions but will lose his veterans benefits. 3 SEAL leaders were fired during the investigation.